This dance is called Adonai. It is done by Paul Wilbur, and the choreography is by Dan and Silvia Calderon. I'm going to teach the 3 different parts for it, and we're going to start with part 1. It is something I call Mayim sequence. I've heard it called Adonai step as well. You start with an open Mayim, so I'm going to use this line. You are traveling counterclockwise in your circle, and so you're facing the back of the person in front of you, and you're going to start with open Mayim, which is a right step, right step as you pivot to turn back, left step. So now you're facing clockwise in the circle. You just turned yourself around. Then you do a 3-point turn. So 1, 2, 3. And now you're going to go into a regular Mayim. So cross over, out, behind, and out, followed by a coupe to the right, hop, coupe to the left, and hop back. At this point, you have completed one entire side of the Mayim sequence. And now you are set up to go the other way. Okay, just to repeat, open Mayim, right, left, back, right, left, turn, 1, 2, 3, Mayim, over, out, behind, and out, coupe, and coupe the other side. Okay, now I'm going to teach you the other side. We have just finished our last coupe. You are now facing clockwise in your circle. You have just hop back, and now you're going to start with that open Mayim again. So right, left, back, and then your last step of your Mayim is your first step of your 3-point turn. So it's 1, 2, 3, turn, 1, 2, 3, or the Mayim is 1, 2, 3, 4, turn, 2, 3. It's a little bit different in that you combine your steps. So here we go. Right, left, back, turn, 2, 3, Mayim, over, out, behind, and out, coupe, and coupe the other direction. And now you are back to starting again the same way. I'm going to do the same dance sequence, but this time you are going to be viewing it from outside of the circle, so you'll be able to see it from behind me. So I'm going to start with that open Mayim. So right, left, back, back, turn, 1, 2, 3, Mayim, cross, over, coupe, coupe. And now we are going clockwise in the circle, and we're going to finish it off, going the other direction. So right, left, back, back, turn, 2, 3, Mayim, over, coupe, coupe. That is the Mayim sequence, and it is done 2 times in the first verse, and then it's done once later on in the song, and then we repeat it again later. The next part of the dance is a Yemenite basketball turn starburst. So I'm going to do it facing you, explaining what I'm doing, and then I will turn around and do it again. So the Yemenite is the 3, 6, center, clap, 9, 6, center, clap. If you have a clock, I'll stand here, there's a clock. Noon is in front of me, 6 is behind me, 3 is on my right, 9 is on my left. You take your right foot, put it in 3, left foot goes to 6, right foot goes to the center, and you clap. Left foot goes to 9, right foot goes to 6, left foot comes to center, and you clap. That is a right and left Yemenite. So you start this dance sequence with that. Then you follow by a basketball turn, which is where you take your right foot and you put it into the circle. Your left foot stays in spot, but you pivot on it. You come out of the circle, and then you return facing into the circle again. And then you do a starburst or gazia, which is just you burst your arms out. So I'm going to do that whole sequence facing away from you, so you can do it following me. So Yemenite, 3, 6, center, clap, 9, 9, 6, center clap, in and out, starburst terkezia. That's that sequence. There are 2 spots in the songs where you just do a second starburst terkezia to fill up the gap. The very last part of this dance is what I call the Adonai step, and it is a step together, scoop, pivot motion. I'm going to do it facing you first. So you are facing into the circle. This is to my left, and you're moving clockwise in your circle. You're going to take your right hand and your right foot, and you're going to step across, step together, step. Your weight is going to land on your right, and you're going to pivot, step together, step, and you pivot on your left. So what that looks like, facing away from you, so you can watch your feet. Right foot's coming up, step together, step, pivot, step together, step, pivot, and you're going into the middle. So use the ball of your foot to turn. If your feet are sticky or the floor doesn't let you turn, you can just sort of swing your foot around and not use so much pivot because you don't want to hurt your knee. So let's do that again. Step together, step, pivot, step together, step, pivot. And next you're going to go into the middle of the circle with your right foot and your right hand. In, and you're going to kind of bend your knees and bow down a little bit. And then you're going to starburst out, back up to where you started in the circle. And it goes to the part of the song that sounds like this. Adonai, Adonai, every knee will bow to the Most High. Adonai, Adonai, Adonai. You do it 3 times in a row to that part, and then you start over again with the Mayan sequence. So I'm going to do the part going into the circle with the Adonai facing you so you can see what happens with the hands. As you take your step across your body, your right hand crosses and goes up over your head. Left hand crosses, goes up over your head. And then as you go into the middle, your left hand comes down, your right hand and your right foot come in. Your left foot and your left hand come in. And you kind of bend down, and then you burst up and come back out. Now you can simply, when you're here, you can push with your arms and your leg if you want, or you can just come up and just straight back up. Either one works, it just depends on what flair you want to add to it.